Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam, aka Ruby T, and today I have got week 3 of the VBA for you. We are taking on Rollo and his West Side Weezings, and I am absolutely pumped for this one. It's going to be a good game. The West Side Weezings are currently 1-1 in the league. We are 2-0, but I think we got a little bit fortunate last week, so you know, we're not playing our absolute best, but I've done some prep this week, and I'm feeling good about the team selection. I've not had much sleep, but I'm hoping the prep will carry us through any mistakes that I'm going to make. I think we've got a really cool team this week, and I definitely think it's one that he's not going to be expecting. So to give you a brief idea on Rollo's team, he's got Cinderace, he's got G-Max Blastoise, he has got Noivern, he has got Darmanitan, he has got Electivire, he's got Musharna, Cottony, Clefable is literally jam-packed full of absolute star Pokemon, and it's going to be a real test. We've had to try and cover a lot of bases this week. I'm really hoping we haven't stretched ourselves too thin, but we will give it our best shot. So let's have a look at the team for this week. We've got our suit on, as always, ready to play. Here we go. So we've got, first up, we've got Swampert here. Good old Swampert. He has got Earthquake, Liquidation, Ice Beam, and Protect. He is EV'd to, you can't see here because he's level 100. He is EV'd to outspeed Noivern under Tailwind with no boost. And he is also EV'd to underspeed everything else under Trick Room with no Tailwind. So hopefully he can do a bit of work for us today. If things plan out the way I'm thinking, he's going to be coming in the back to fire off Earthquakes in the late game. Ice Beam has an 80-something% chance to OHKO Noivern when it's not Dynamaxed, even though we have a negative special attacking nature. I messed around all week with various types of max Rockfall and all different BS, but this Swampert here is the best revenge killer I can find for that Noivern right now. The Earthquake with Life Orb does a good chunk. Max Quake will 2-hit KO, at minimum 2-hit KO, pretty much everything apart from Musharna. It's a strong boy. We haven't got Dragon Dance, hoping that he thinks we might be carrying it. And yeah, it's generally an all-around pretty solid Pokemon. And hopefully he makes his debut today. Next up, we have the ever-present Qui-Gon Jinn with yet another set. A completely different set this time. We are totally maxed out here in HP. And we have got a bit of speed investment and a bit of defense investment. So the speed investment means that we will always outspeed Cottony, unless it is Scarf, which I did test against. And if it is Scarf, then so be it. We may lose a game 1 to a Scarf Cottony, but hopefully we should be able to correct it after that. He has got Taunt, he has got Tailwind, Air Cutter, because a lot of the calcs I've done, a lot of our calcs this week only pick up one-hit KOs like 90% of the time, and a lot of the time they are doing between like 85 and 100% damage. So I put Air Cutter on Qui-Gon Jinn to just pick up those little chip knockouts, right? It hits both opponents. So like there are numerous situations where Earthquake Air Cutter takes 2 knockouts for us, for example. So a little bit of tech. My favorite tech this week is Leer. Leer is, in testing, has been really, really good. I don't know how much we'll need to use it, but pairing it with some of the things we've got. So for example, Leer into Shadow Sneak picks up a couple of KOs that it wouldn't otherwise. Leer onto Shell Smash, White Herb, Blastoise. White Herb? Yeah. Blastoise basically means that we get the Leer off, so it doesn't use its White Herb to bring its defenses back up after the Shell Smash. It's really kind of useful bit of tech, and also obviously with Prankster means we can use it any time of day. The rest of it's kind of self-explanatory. He's a bulky boy this week, so he should live a max attack wild charge from Electivire. Okay, next up, Mimikyu. Probably going to be the key piece in the puzzle this week, I imagine. He has got Shadow Sneak, Play Rough, Trick Room, and Sword Stance. It is max HP, max attack, and 4 EVs in defense. Again, enough speed that under Tailwind will outspeed Noivern, and under Trick Room should underspeed all of the major threats. So the idea basically going to be game 1, I suspect, is going to be I'm going to leave Mimikyu. It's got the Mental Herb. With the Disguise, obviously, is the built-in Focus Sash. So the idea being that he shouldn't hopefully be able to stop Trick Room getting up. If he does stop Trick Room getting up and doubles the Mimikyu, I'm going to pair Mimikyu with probably Barbaracle, which we'll get to in a minute, who's going to Sword Stance. I can then bring in Tornadus afterwards to bring in a Tailwind, so we'll have a Swords Dance boosted Barbaracle under Tailwind, which means we should be able to sweep from there. If he ignores Mimikyu, we get the Trick Room up. We then have the option to Swords Dance with Mimikyu as well. So I'm hoping that's going to bring us something useful. So that's Mimikyu this week. Next up, we've got debut for Manny the Lurantis with Leaf Storm, Dual Chop, Superpower, and Leaf Blade running the Assault Vest. Pretty simple. This thing is here to deal with Blastoise. It takes nothing from Blastoise with the Assault Vest. Ice Beam, I think, into it. Without the Shell Smash boost, Ice Beam from Blastoise does about 25%, maybe, something like that. To regular Lurantis, it's really, they've made it pretty friggin' bulky. So that's nice. Leaf Storm, obviously, there to just spiral itself. If we can get one Leaf Storm up with that double boost from the contrary, Leaf Storm can OHKO Blastoise, and obviously afterwards, if we're under Trick Room, it will be the slowest thing on the field on my side, slower than most of his stuff. And then a Leaf Storm boosted, a double special attack boosted Leaf Storm almost OHKOs Musharna. It's really strong. We also have Superpower to boost our attack and defense and do damage, and then into Leaf Blade and Dual Chop to deal with Noivern should we need to. Next up, another ever present. It is Neff. It is Rotom-H with this week running Thunderbolt, Overheat, Nasty Plot, and Protect. Much the same as the others. It is max HP, max special attack. It is here to basically ward off Blastoise if we can. Although obviously Blastoise hits this super effective, it is kind of scared of it. It can deal with Noivern really well as well, especially with a Nasty Plot. So the idea is hopefully in this game this week, we're going to get something boosted. And once we get something boosted, we have enough on the other side to take some clean KOs, right? We're going for big damage this week. It was what came out in testing to be the best method of attack for us. And last but not least, we have Barnacle Boy, who put in work for us last week. This week he's running Rock Slide, Earthquake, Liquidation, and Swords Dance with a Focus Sash. He is max attack. He has got a lot of HP EVs and enough speed to, once again, outspeed Noivern when we are under Tailwind, and underspeed most things when we are not. Like I say, the main idea this week is going to be to leave Mimikyu and Barnacle Boy, Trick Room with Mimikyu, Swords Dance with Barnacle Boy. In testing, I've found quite often one of them goes down turn 1. So, for example, we Swords Dance with Barbaracle, it gets taken down by the opponent, and then we switch into whatever comes next, and we manage to pick up KOs that way. If Blastoise is there, I'll bring Lurantis game 1. If Blastoise isn't there, I'll probably bring Whiscash. The team is reasonably well tested. It will mostly be down to how I pilot it this week, I think. But hopefully we should be on for some really good games. I'm going to go and have a shower now and get changed and get ready for this match, which will take place in a couple of hours. And yeah, the next thing you see will be that match. Catch you in a bit. All right, showered, cleaned up, ready as I'll ever be. We're searching for Rollo now. He's ready too. It's interesting, actually. I spent quite a bit of time. We exchanged a few messages this week, Rollo and I. He's a really nice dude. With both of us, is our first draft league. We're talking about how, like, there's a weird pressure when it comes to drafting, and how it, like, you're just not sure. You're never sure whether what you've done is the right thing or not. So there we go. We found Rollo. I am nervous as always. I'll decide. Why not? I'm nervous as always. Really interested to see what he's going to bring. It should be great fun. Good luck. Have fun to Rollo. I'm just going to message him saying that now. Should be a really cool matchup. I'm totally nervous and excited at the same time to see what he's going to bring. These are our boys. They look ready. Let's see what he's bringing. We're going to have the random music. We've got our best suit on. We've got our trusty book of calcs and stuff with us. Alright, so he's got... There is Noivern, but there is no... Interesting. There's no Cottonee. There's no Blastoise. Very interesting. Okay. I don't think, however, that changes what we want to do. I still think under Trick Room we are in the best position. That's what we've prepped, and that's what we're going to go for. So we're going to go with Mimikyu, and we're going to go with Barbaracle. If this goes wrong, then we can switch up what we're going to do. But I think Swampert looks great here. Musharna does get access to a Musharna does get access to a grass move, but hopefully we can be at a decent boosting by then and deal with it. Again, if not, we can always change up how we're going to go. But I think to start with, this is how we're gonna set up. He's ready to go too. So, like I said, good luck, have fun to Rollo. Bits and bobs here. Okay. He did bring. So we prepped for 8 Pokemon, and he's brought them. We didn't really prep much for Musharna, which may well have been a mistake. We'll see. Let's see how he leads off. It is Noivern and Musharna lead. All right, interesting. Very interesting indeed. So the interesting thing about this is we may not want a Trick Room right away. Because obviously Musharna's going to underspeed everything, right? So that kind of changes how we want to set up. What we could do here is we could go for the turn 1 max on the Mimikyu. The idea being that we try and get as much damage off onto Musharna as possible. Maybe he goes for some kind of like funky tailwind stuff with the Musharna. If he does, that's fine. We can do a tailwind of our own later on. But I wonder if this, or do we just Sword Stance here, right? We need to try and target down this Musharna, I think. Try and remove it early doors. So let's go for it. Let's go for this Max Phantasm into Musharna. Let's Sword Stance up with Barbaracle. If we're lucky, maybe he totally leaves Mimikyu alone. So we max, which means he may not be maxing here. If we can deal with this Musharna early doors, that's really nice for us. You leave us in a very good spot. Both of these Pokemon do have access to grass moves. Noivern gets Solar Beam, as I found out in our prep. And Musharna gets Energy Ball, right? So, the Noivern does go for the Tailwind. Interesting. That's really interesting. We still outspeed the Musharna, however. We slam into it. We do well over half. That's nice. That's really nice. We also will drop the defense of the Noivern. Do we outspeed? Okay, so we still outspeed as well with Barbaracle. Now, I'm assuming we're going to take some sort of grass move here. No, it's going to Calm Mind. All right, that's not so bad for us. Now, what we need to be wary of here is the double into the Barbaracle, because it could Airstream followed by grass move into the Barbaracle. Leftovers on Musharna, but we're not in too bad a spot here. So what we can do, we have options, right? We can go into the Musharna again, but it's an obvious candidate for a Protect. So we can Starfall into the Noivern. That will do a good chunk of damage, and we then get the option to Liquidation with the Barbaracle. Barbaracle could go down without us picking up a KO. However, actually, in hindsight, perhaps the better play here is to target down the Musharna and go for a Rock Slide. Yeah, because that could pick up some decent damage on both. It will do a good chunk to Noivern. That way we're not risk. Yeah, I think this is the play. I think it's here. Let's think it through. If we manage to take out the Musharna here, we're in a really great spot. So it is very tempting, and Rock Slide will do a good chunk to Noivern if we land it. It's just meaning we're getting some damage off. Noivern Hurricanes, we avoid, which is really, really nice. So we should take out the Musharna here, which is super good. We have a single target Rock Slide into the Noivern, which if this lands, this will KO. So we've got to hope that we hit here. Let's hope we land this. No, we don't. Oh, okay, it's got the berry, right. Okay, the rock berry. That's interesting, good to know. We still take it out because we dropped his defense twice, and we are +2. So far, game 1, a really good start. Really nice start for us here. Big Mimikyu, real strong. Let's see what he's brought in the back. It is Cinderace. He hasn't matched yet, so we are far from done here. How many turns of Tailwind does he have left? 2 turns of Tailwind. Okay. So here, I am tempted to double attack again. Because I have the Focus Sash on Barbaracle, and I have obviously Mimikyu's built-in Focus Sash being disguised, right? What that means is he would need to double into both for me not to get an attack off. Whiscash deals pretty nicely with Darmanitan, so I feel like the play here might be to target the Cinderace. So the Sucker Punches, that's fine, to be honest. And I'm going to Liquidation into it as well. The idea being that Darmanitan will probably get locked into something, and hopefully we can pick up the Cinderace. So he's going to max. I'm going to guess the Cinderace will be what max is. Can't be certain, but I would imagine that would be the max target here. Yeah, it is. Okay, so that's fine. He will need to double into to one of us to knock us out. So again, not too distressed on that one. We have Tornadus in the back. Okay, he goes for the max knuckle, which will bring Barbaracle down to a sash, I expect. Yeah, naturally it does. Not too much of a problem for us. Raise his attack, raise Darmanitan's attack. It's Life Orb, that's good to know. So that's where the Life Orb is. Mimikyu's disguise is broken. Mimikyu's massive disguise is broken. What did we do here? We phantasmed into the Cinderace. Yeah, that's right. Which does not too much, to be honest, but it does lower the defenses of both Pokemon. So that is a nice little bonus. Okay, so we'll go into Tornadus here. We'll get the Tailwind up. If he doesn't Airstream here, we are in a great spot. Like a fantastic spot if he does not Airstream. So I'm just going to check this. Yeah, so he is -1 defense on the Darmanitan, +1 attack. So we can. No, that's not good. Okay. Very annoying time not to have Protect, but there we go. So. We're in a bit of bother here, actually. What are we? Let me just think this through. I need to get the Tailwind up, don't I? I really, truly do need to get the Tailwind up. Okay. And we just need some chip onto stuff. Let's get the Tailwind up. Let's get some chip onto the Cinderace. In the hope that next turn, when our Tailwind is up and theirs is expired, if he doesn't max air here, we're in a great spot. A little bit more chip damage. Okay, so he flares. That's excellent news. We're not going to take it. Whoever this goes into is not going to take it. Yeah, Mimikyu's not going to take that. And now Tornadus is probably not going to take a Rock Slide either. However, that depends if it's scarfed or not. If that Darmanitan is not scarfed, it is scarfed. We're not going to take this, I wouldn't expect. Even bulky as we are. However, we've got the Tailwind up. Their Tailwind is petered out, and we've got this guy. So, here's the plan. I think we need to Protect. No, because then he gets the chance to Airstream if he's got it. I think we may lose game 1 here, guys. It's all about whether or not we take out the Cinderace, right? Man, I think we go down here game 1. Absolutely sucks. Ah, don't sleep on the Whiscash, apparently. Ah, whew, what a hell game 1 that was. Jesus. Whew. Okay, so I'm guessing then that there's Band or Scarf on the. Well, it may not be. He may not. He may just use Rock Slide again. Okay, we do take game 1, which is really good. That's fantastic news. Yeah, I'll take his lead card for sure. Okay, now let's think. Let's play again with the same rules, obviously. Let's have a little think about this game too. So he led Noivern Musharna. If he doesn't lead Musharna, we can go for the Trick Room, and then we get the speed advantage for the rest of the game. So I feel like we still want to lead Mimikyu here, for sure. The question is, what do we bring with Mimikyu this time round? The answer is, I don't know. Do we just bring the same team again? Because with Whiscash coming, he's not going to bring Electivire, right? Surely he's not going to bring Electivire. Do we trust our lead and go the same again? Or do we switch it up this time, knowing that he'll predict us, and we lead instead with Swampert? Or with Rotom, in fact, we could possibly do. Tough decision. Let's stick with our plan. And we'll go for we can always go for the double sword stance this time to try and get some try and get an advantage that way. Okay, let's do this thing. Good luck, have fun to Rollo. Really close first game. Oh gosh, way too close for comfort. Let's see what adjustment, if any, that he makes. Electivire and Noivern. Right, okay, fine. Alright then. So, this time round, what we are going to do is... we are going to Trick Room. Here. We didn't reveal it last time out, so we will reveal it this time. What we can also do here is Dynamax. No, we don't Dynamax, we Sword Stance, right? Definitely Sword Stance here. Trick Room, Sword Stance. So if he doubles into Mimikyu, I just don't know if he can knock it out. If he doubles into Barbaracle, we lose Barbaracle, but we're under Trick Room, and then we get the Sword Stance off with Mimikyu, and we can bring in Whiscash for extra pressure. So, yeah, I'm confident with that. This is what I've tested, so we'll go for this. Even better, Electivire protects. That's really good news. I'm not sure what Noivern's doing. Noivern's Tailwinding. Super, super good news. So we're going to get our Sword Stance off. And we get our Trick Room up with Mimikyu. Okay. So that's why we bring the Mimikyu, because it can give us that little bit of extra kind of impetus. I'm going to, I think, max Barbaracle at this point to give us the best chance of getting extra Shadow Sneaks in with Mimikyu, leaving Mimikyu open to Trick Room again if we need to, but more importantly, if that Musharna comes back in, we can hit that really, really hard. So, and I also think I'm going to Quake into Electivire rather than take out the Noivern here. No, that's the wrong play. That's the wrong play. Because we can... Whiscash can deal with Electivire. Noivern is the threat. So let's Rockfall into Noivern. Yeah, I think that's the better play. Because Whiscash deals with Electivire like 100% of the time. Whereas Noivern can get Solar Beam, Max Grass, which obviously double Super Effect against 2 of my team. Which is bad. Very, very bad. So let's see how this one works out. Noivern could protect here. I could also Dynamax here. Looks like he is going to Dynamax. Okay. So maybe he goes for the attack with Electivire, or maybe he maxes Electivire. So he maxes Electivire. Okay, that's fine. We can deal with that. 100% we can deal with that, I think. So we'll take out the Noivern unless it protects. No, it doesn't protect, so we should take this out, I think. With our ×2 boost. Let's see. We may not. Yeah, I think we do. Noivern goes down, which is great. Mimikyu is going to Sword Stance, which means we have got our speed calcs right, and we are slower and thereby faster than Electivire. I'm guessing it's going to max lightning into Barbaracle here. We'll bring us down to our Sash. No, we'll only bring us down to our Sash. Fantastic. I'm really glad I took some EVs out of the speed for Barbaracle because we had a fast mode as well. I took some EVs out of it to put into its HP, and I'm really glad I did. It just gives it that extra buffer. Now, obviously, Mushana can come in here, and very well may do. No, it's Cinderace, right? So we are liable for a Sucker Punch. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to play rough into Electivire, and we're just going to protect Barbaracle this turn to see what that Cinderace is up to. We should have 2 turns left of Trick Room, 3 turns left of Trick Room. I should obviously learn to count. So let's play rough into the Electivire. It should do a decent-ish chunk, and we're going to max guard. That way we can begin to gradually, we can try and take out a couple more during Trick Room. Yeah, so it does Sucker Punch. Fantastic. We get the play rough off, which does a huge amount of damage. Knuckle goes into the max guard as well. All in all, a really nice turn for us there. So the question is then, after that sand chip, does it do enough does Shadow Sneak do enough to electrify? I think it probably does. And next time we can risk a Quake into Cinderace. Yeah. We're going to get Sucker Punch, probably, regardless. Okay, so Electivire max guards. Again, not too big a deal. Shadow Sneak goes in there. We might get Sucker Punched. If we do, it will probably KO us. No, it fails. So he was going for it into Mimikyu. So we get the Quake off. Real nice into the Cinderace. We get the Quake. That takes that down, which we knew. Our calcs say so. The little book says so. Really good all-round game so far, this one. Really pleased with how it's going. Which leaves us 2 turns of Trick Room after this. Mimikyu is just getting some chip damage on it through the Sandstorm. Electivire is buried. That's great to know. However, it has just max guarded, so his tailwind peters out actually. So I may have got my speed calcs wrong. Can't be certain. So I'm out of turns last up. Okay. All right. So then the correct play here, I think, is... Yeah, I think the correct play is the Shadow Sneak, the Electivire, and then Earthquake. Yeah, because then we can Tailwind next turn. So the correct play here is the Shadow Sneak, the Electivire, and Earthquake, and kill ourselves. But in doing so, hopefully pick up the game. Yeah, so we get the Shadow Sneak off. That deals with the Electivire, or should do. Yeah, that takes that down. Excellent. And we get the Earthquake off, which takes down Darmanitan. And we've still got our Disguise on, so... Okay, and we take it 2-0. The game for 4-0. GG and well played to Rollo. I was so nervous this week with the testing because I just could not cover for everything. But I think the last minute decision yesterday to switch to the Trick Room mode really paid off. So really, really pleased. We take a 2-0 victory. Played a lot better than we did last week. What I'll do now is probably do a little rundown post-game to kind of hide the results from those who haven't watched it. So we don't give it away with the length of the video. But if you want to give up here, then that's totally fine. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, GG to Rollo for a really, really great game. And good luck for the rest of the season. See you guys in just a couple of minutes. Welcome back, boys and girls. Obviously, no time has actually passed for you, but it has for me. I've gone away, grabbed myself a cup of tea, and ready to sit down and discuss that match with you. Partly because a few of you have said you found it really interesting, partly because it fills the gap so that no one guesses the Game 2 result. So, yeah, we're 3-0. We've played 3, won 3. We've dropped 1 game across those 3. And today's matchups, whilst I was quite nervous playing, I think we prepped really well. I've been chatting to Rollo, super nice guy, super good player. And as I was saying to him, All week I spent prepping for trying to get these Pokemon, Whiscash, Barbaracle, Lurantis, and friends, Rotoms, etc., trying to get them faster. Faster and faster and faster. How can I get Tailwind? How can I get Max Airstreams? How can I get the speed advantage? How can I beat the Cottony? How can I how can I make this team fast? Until it dawned on me last night that actually I don't need the team to be fast. I just need it to do its job. I need to be fast, need to outspeed, but that actually meant Trick Room. So this set I've used so many times in the past. Max HP, Max Attack, Adamant Mimikyu, which is perfectly mid-speed. It works under Tailwind, works under Trick Room. With this particular set, it's just so strong. In my opinion, it's brilliant with the Mental Herb. This meant that if he brought Trick Room, we could counter him. We had something to back up. And most importantly, what it meant is that double lead, the Mimikyu Barbaracle lead, both had Swords Dance, both effectively had a Focus Sash. You couldn't stop Mimikyu getting up Trick Room if you brought a Taunt Pokemon because of the Mental Herb. If you tried to double attack into the Mimikyu, Barbaracle would get Swords Dance up, and then we would be able to bring in Tornadus, Tailwind, and we would all go from there, right? And equally, if you have Mimikyu there, you ignore Mimikyu, it gets to set up the Trick Room, you have to double into Barbaracle to knock it out, which means Mimikyu then has a turn to set up Swords Dance. You can also bring in Whiscash. Max Whiscash does a surprising amount of damage to every single Pokemon in this team, right? So, where's he gone? Whiscash, come here, there we go. With that moveset, right, so Max Ground, Okos, Cinderace, Okos, obviously Electivire, Okos, Darmanitan, Max Earthquake does like 80% to Blastoise. Ice Beam, Max Hailstorm, definitely, but Ice Beam like 5% of the time. No more than that. It's like 77 to 116 to Noivern, even just as an Ice Beam. So basically, the idea, the whole kind of plan was, turn one might look bad, whatever happens, but it will eventually work out in our favour, hopefully. And I think it kind of worked perfect. Game one, we were really close. I was really nervous. That Earthquake at the end, I should have known would do enough damage. I've got the couch. I've literally got a book here full of couch that I've done this week. So I knew it was going to KO, but I was just nervous. I think we played it really smartly, considering we couldn't Trick Room because of that Mushana. Game two, when that Mushana didn't come out, it was kind of with the absolute greatest respect to Rollo, who is a fantastic player. If you saw his game against Senpai last week, which is on Senpai's Twitch, which I'll try and link in the description below. There's a VOD on there. He plays so well. He prepped perfectly against a really strong Regigigas Weezing team. It's very obvious that Rollo has got great ability as a player. But once we were able to get that Trick Room and the Swords Dance off in game two, and he agrees. We chatted. He agrees. It was kind of just over. Really, it just couldn't stop us from snowballing from there because we could get the Swords Dance up with Mimikyu, because you have to double target Barbaracle to take it out. We're also now faster because of Trick Room. So the odds of you being able to get off a double attack are almost zero. We do such an amount of damage with the Swords Dance Max Barbaracle that you can't really stop it. And like I say, it just kind of snowballs from there, right? And becomes very, very difficult. So really pleased with what we did. Really, really pleased. It puts us in a nice position going into week 4. That we're quite comfortable at 3-0. I don't think it won't necessarily be enough to put us back at the top of the table, because there's one or two other teams that have gone 2-0, and at least one, if not two of them, haven't dropped a game yet. So, but we just got to keep plugging away, right? We've got to keep plugging away. The goal is still 8th. 8th is playoffs, so that's where we've got to make it to, and that will be the goal until we've secured it, and then after that we can try and push on from there. It's been really, really fun so far, this draft league. I've really enjoyed every single minute of it. It's stressful to a funny degree. Like you kind of, it's a different stress to Pokemon I've never experienced before, in that I've never overthought myself so much as I have since playing this. Like literally every single decision, I think, is that a good idea? Like today, for example, last minute choice to put Ice Beam on Whiscash, and I was sitting there, and with that Oko's Noivern, which was our big problem all week in testing Noivern. I find a move that Oko's here, and I sit there thinking, I'm sitting in my kitchen thinking, is that the right decision? Should I maybe I should bring special Whiscash? And I'm like, well, why? Because it already does its job as physical Whiscash, and Ice Beam does its job without any extra investment, so why would I bother? Just crazy, absolutely crazy. But there we go. I'm so looking forward to watching the rest of the battles this week. I think there was some talk in the Discord, the VBA Discord this week, about getting a kind of like maybe like a shared playlist or something with everyone's videos on, so you guys watching can check it out. I think that would be an awesome idea. Talking of Discords, why don't you come and join mine? It is the best place to be in the whole wide world. There's loads of us in there right now. We're still doing the gym challenge. We're looking forward to season 2 of the gym challenge. There's the March Baz challenge. There's amazing Nuzlocke by amazing people. All of us play different Nuzlocke in there. Mine happened to end up on here, and you guys listen to me voice them, which is great fun for me. You guys seem to enjoy it. And it all happens in the Discord. So come and join it. It's fantastic, and I really appreciate it. The guys really appreciate it. We've made genuine friends in that place that you never really expect. So why not come check us out? The link will be in the description. It's on the screen there. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram at RubyTPokemon. Follow me on Twitch at RubyTPokemon. And have a bloody great day. Thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you soon. Goodbye.